Hey friends, my name is Mitch and today we're doing Atlanta is Ours. So I've been through the books, been through the videos. I think I'm ready to give it a shot. This will be a mistake-filled playthrough. So if you're looking for an instructional thing, that's going to be a while because I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's go with this game. Looks a lot of fun. Alright. So this is the first scenario. It's designed to be a learning scenario. Obviously the Union is heavily stacked in the favor, and obviously we're supposed to attack this guy, the Confederate guy, as soon as we possibly can. So over here we have a bunch of guys forted off. So we got this guy who with a 3, and we got this other guy under a fort with a 3. Not looking good because most of the guys over here are 9s and 10s and 7s, etc., etc. So we're going to roll a dice. We have two main things to do. One is called the initiative segment, where everyone rolls a dice. And then the next one is called the activation segment. Here we go. So for the initiative, we got ties, whatever. We'll go again. So the initiative is on... Looks like the Confederates are going to go first. So what do they want to do? We're nice and forted over here. Now I did check the manual to see if you could move a fort, and I'm assuming no. I'm assuming no. And all these guys are really low powered. I don't think they really want to go anywhere. I do think that I could attack them, but it's going to go really poorly for me because I only have 1. But yeah, we're going to go for it anyway and destroy ourselves. Pretty much at this point. So we have 3 main modifiers. We have racial, then we have tactical, and then we have artillery. So we're going to do those. Alright, ratio is pretty bad here. That is going to be a 1 versus a 9 plus a 1. So it's 1 to 10. 1 to 10 is not going to work out in our favor. Not indeed. But we don't really have anything else to do because I don't really want to move these guys. So we have a... Let's see. We're going to attack while moving. We'll roll for movement points in a minute. I just want to get the modifiers. I know I need to roll for movement points. Calm down. So we have a 1 to 10, which is a -9. Alright, so ratio is going to be a -9. Tactical, I have a 1 versus a 2. It's going to be a -2. Artillery is nothing, so it's a -11 on our roll, which is going to be fairly bad. I mean, we're going to be pretty bad there. So now I need to roll for movement. I'm going to declare a march. I'm going to declare my march and I'm going to attack him. I do get a modifier for the value that I roll. So I got a 3. So that means I can move 3. I'm attacking him with 3 movement, 3 march points. And let's see. So that is going to, I've prepared hasty or column. So normal is 2, but prepared is 4. Yes, I'll highlight my books, don't worry. Normal's 2, so I'm going to use 2. It's 4 for cavalry though, and I am cavalry. Well, crap. So I'm going to do 2 movement points for cavalry, but I do get a +1 because, so I get a 4, because I am Confederate. So I'm going to go ahead and use a normal, which would be 4 movement points. That is going to be my attack type. So normal, I got a 3 plus a 1. Normal is not on here. There's no benefit to doing a normal. So we're just going to do that. So now I need to roll for combat. Alright, so we have a base. Oops. We had a base Union of 4, and Confederates have a 1. Now we're going to go -11. It's going to be minus 10, and 4. That's no good at all. So that's a massive difference. So I'm a 9 and a 1, and I did forget the fatigue for him marching, so we'll add the fatigue. We got a negative 14. Ooh, that's fairly bad. So basically we have a large number here. Alright, so we have a 1. So the attacker is a 1 with a massive modifier would be 3D. The attacker. It would be disorganized 4 and fatigue. Unit strength markers flip to disorganized side. Unit gains 3 fatigue levels. Alright. At least I'm not demoralized, right? So I get flipped. And then I get 3 fatigue levels to a maximum of level 4. Ours with 1. Now I'm at a 4. So I am fatigued at a 4 and disorganized. Okay. So the defender basically gets nothing. Whatever. Okay. So the defender doesn't get anything, so I just basically killed myself, which is really the only thing that didn't have to retreat, I guess. I guess that's one good news. Okay, so now that ends the activation segment. And now we're going to do the initiative segment once more. And it looks like I got to turn again, which is kind of useless. Again, I don't know if these move or not. I'm going to assume they don't move. To hasten the game along, I just think I'm just going to frickin' move. So I've got 1 unit here, and I've got 1 unit there. I guess I'll just move a unit, I guess. That'll be my thing. So let's roll and add a 1 to move a unit. So I got a 3. So that's my march action. I'm going to be cavalry, so a 1d6 plus 1 for cavalry. Alright, minimum of 2. So I got 3. Alright, so I'm going to get this guy and move him out of the fort. And let's see, let's split him off. Let's give him 1 fatigue for moving around. And let's go over there and commit suicide by attacking this huge stack of guys over here. So we got a road here. We'll go 1. Entering a hex with a road. So we did cross the hell is that? We did cross a creek. A creek is no effect. So we're good. So we're no effect. So we did a 1 for the road. Could go down here. 1, 2, 3. That'll be the end of our movement, and we do have a fatigue. Alright, cool. So now we get to see who goes next. Who's going to go next? And a tie. Reroll. Who is going to go next? Looks like they're going to go next. Alright, we're going to do a march of 3. We're going to get this guy, take him out of the fort. I assume the forts stay, but you can bring them along, I guess, if you redo that during the relaxing stage, or whatever that stage is. So we got 3. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, and entering a space with an already present unit costs an extra 1 if he's within 11 manpower, or power, and he is 3. So we could do that. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, but we only got 3. So instead, I'm just going to stay here and then call it a day, and that'll be the end of that. Alright, and then we'll roll for the next initiative. And, wow, okay, doing it again. Well, we're doing another march, and this time we got some nice numbers. So we forgot to do the fatigue for this guy, didn't we? Because he moved. Alright, he moved, therefore he is fatigued. Fatigued. Alright, now we're going to come over here, we're just going to march on over here, and we're going to do an attack. And lose pretty hard, but hey, whatever. You know, whatever. So we have 6. Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and put him at 3 and move him along there. So he gets another fatigue for moving around. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we get another one for 7, but again, it would cost an extra movement point to go here, and then moving, Jesus. So we're just going to stop here. Just going to go there and then stop. Alright, and then we're going to go and see what's going on here. Alright, got ties again. Weirdest dice roll ever. Alright. So, Union wins, and Union is going to do, I don't know, what are we going to do? I'm going to do a whole leadership move. So an active leader action. We're going to do an active leader action. And we're not a cavalry division. We are an infantry division. 1d6 plus 1, minimum of 2. We're going to go over here and attack this guy if we can. But those are mountains. Well, crap, we can't. So I can't move into a mountain. I'm kind of stuck. I guess I'll just attack this guy since he's there. So we'll do a march action with the Sweeney infantry group. And he is a 9, so he's going to pack some punch there. So let's go for it and see what we roll. Roll a 5. So we're going to get a 5. We're going to declare an attack against him, and we're going to attack with Sweeney via a march action. So the first thing we need to do is gather up a fatigue on Sweeney for doing a march. Now he's going to attack this guy here. So he's going to attack this guy here, who attacks at 1, so I guess that's 1/2. Is that it? Okay, so we have 5 to work with. So we have a 9-to-1 ratio. Let's go with a sheet again. So the ratio is going to be a -8. Tactical is going to be a -1, or +1, sorry, we're attacking. Artillery is negligible, therefore we have a +9 on our attack from the Union. So let's go with that, and let's attack. So we got a +9, and we got 5 to use. Now I do want to use the maximum attack that we can do here. So we have 5 to spend, so we can't use the prepared, which is 4 movement point for infantry. And we are infantry, so we're going to use that 4 movement point and leave 1 movement point left over. Who cares? Alright, so we have a +10. Because we're using prepared, we have another +1 here. So that is a +10. So instead of +9, we have a +10 to the die roll. So let's roll both sides here and see what happens. Alright, 3 and a 5. That is a +10. So the Union is going to be 13, and they're going to be a 5. Alright, which is a difference of 8. So we have a +8 from attacker defender difference. Alright, so we have +8. +8 is going to be at the very top of the chart. Now we have 9, so we're going to go here. Sorry, we have 9, so we're going to go here and go to the +8 column, which is advance. Now we're going to go +8 column over here at a 1. That is going to be 2 DR. So disorganized fatigue, the unit strength mark is flipped to the disorganized side. If it's already disorganized, it remains so. The unit gains 3 fatigue level, maximum of 4. We have an R. which is route demoralized. Unit is routed, retreat 4 to 6 hexes. Also gains demoralized -2 if already demoralized manpower is reduced by 1 in addition to the manpower loss result. So since that's a 2, I'm not going to bother with the demoralized 2 or anything else. The 2 kills him off. So he is now officially, since he was 1, he is now Grisby's cavalry unit is now officially dead. And I get to advance after combat into an enemy zone of control, who already has... Alright, so I get to advance after combat, and that it results in the end of the combat. Alright, cool. Now I'm in an enemy zone of control, and I believe that I'm done for that round. Let's roll. 4 and 1, and I want to move. Let's roll a march. March for 3. What do I want to do? I got a march of 3 plus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and suicide. I'm going to go ahead and attack this. So I have a 3 plus 1 is 4. And I'm not crossing anything major. So we're going to have to go to the extended march table, since that throws me into an extended march, and roll a dice. Modified die roll. Okay, so we have to roll a dice. Let me get a big red dice, just so we know it's different than the others. So I got a 5. So let's see. So we are on our organized side here. So extended march table, organized side, manpower value. Disorganized, disorganized, disorganized. Okay, any manpower values, that applies to everybody. So we rolled a 5, so it's no effect. A prepared attack, because I am infantry, I have 4 movement points, which I can use for prepared attack. There's 3 plus 1, 4. I am infantry, so it's no effect. So I'm going to throw myself into the 3 zone by doing this march, and then I'm going to attack with a power of 3. Against this hex, which has a power of 9. So it's 3 to 9, 3 to 1, or 1 to 3 in this case. So the ratio for this is 1 to 3. And then we have our tactical, and then we have our artillery. Artillery is nothing, 1 to 3. 1 to 3 modifier is going to be a -2. So, modifiers. We have a -2. We have strategic of 2 is 0. That's another -2 for tactical. So that's going to give us an overall -4 to whatever we roll. So now let's roll. We have the Confederates. It's going to be a 4 - 4 or a 0. Union is going to be a 6, so we have a difference of, obviously, a 6. So the attacker is 1/2 to 3, which is true. We are on a -6, which is a 2D. That's a 2 loss and a disorganized or fatigue. We flip to disorganized, and we gain 3 fatigue levels. So we gain 3 fatigue levels. Let's do that first. As a maximum of 4, we flip to disorganized side. Let's do that next. And now we take 2 damage, so now instead of a 3, we are a 1. So no more 3 for you, you now have a 1. So we have, okay, we have fatigue of 4. We got a 1 health, and then we are disorganized as well. So the defender stayed, and we got rickrolled. Alright, we lost 2. That's no good at all. Now we're back to the initiative. Let's roll. And it looks like it's a Union side. Union could just kill him off directly. And I really think that's where I'm going to go at this point. So it's kind of sad that we're not doing anything except just battling back and forth here, but I did want to learn the system. So I'm going to go ahead and kill him off. We're going to kill him off with a march. Now, we're already at a fatigue of 1. That's going to flip us to a fatigue of 2 from marching. We have a power of 9. and he's got a 1. So, and he's disorganized, so I believe that's a 1/2, although it doesn't really frickin' matter. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill him off. We're going to do a march attack. We rolled a 5 for the march attack, which is not going to be good for him at all. So we are a 9 to 1/2. We'll just say +8. Just going to go with a +8. Tactical, we have 2 to 0, so we're going to go with a +2. For that, artillery is nothing, so we have a +10 total. So we're going to go +10 to our dice. So let's say over here we're Union, and then we are Confederate. Alright. Let's roll the attack values. Oh, I forgot. We're doing the prepared attack, which is +1. So it's +11 for prepared attack, doing all 4 movement points. Alright, so the attack is a 5 to 3. So we have a 15, and he has a 3. What am I doing? We have a 16. 16, he has a 3. That's going to be a +13. Like it matters. Like it matters. Like it matters at all. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do 9 to 1/2 and whatever. Combat chart. So we are the attacker. We are at 9. We got a plus gazillion, so we basically advance. He is the defender. I believe he's at 1/2, and we have a plus. What have God? We have +13, whatever. So we have this, and he is at 1/2, so he loses 3, disorganized, whatever. So we kill him off. I mean, that's pretty much it at this point. We killed the dude off. That's pretty much the effect at this point. We got a free advance, and everybody has a nice day. All right, next initiative. Who gets it? It looks like we get it again. So this time I'm going to activate. I'm going to activate this cavalry unit and move out of the way, and so these other units can go. Because if any unit enters my space, that's a +1 to do that. So it would behoove me to just go ahead and leave at this point. So I'm going to get the cavalry unit and just move it. So for the U.S. and infantry artillery unit, a cavalry unit gets a 2d6. So we're going to go with that. So we rolled a 7, so we get 7 movement points. Now we need to add a fatigue because we're moving around. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a really bad decision. Because we're 0, 0 and he's a 2. We only have a 1 and he has a 3. That's the dumbest thing I've ever done. Alright, redo. Get back over here. We get 7. 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah, 3. No, 2. And we'll just eat the rest, I guess. We're still blocking that guy. Let's just go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like that. So that's 5. That's 5, and I'm not like so far out that it's ridiculous. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be my movement. I'm going to go ahead and move some of these guys over here. Now that they're free, I could go doot, 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 doot. So I'm going to do that. So we have a leader and another leader, and we have an infantry. So this is an infantry division, I assume, right? So I have an army leader and a district leader all in the same stack, which is odd. But okay, I'll roll with it. What frickin' ever. So I'm going to activate them. And to activate them, I have an infantry leader is a 1d6 plus 1. So we're going to go with that. So I roll a 6, so I get a 7. So let's go with a 7. So we're going to activate him and move all the units, which is useless because it's one frickin' unit. I don't know, what do you do there? It's one unit. So do you use the one unit? I do the fatigue for moving. That's fine. We got a fatigue. So we got 7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do that. And then 7 attack. So I'm going to attack. So I can do, I think I can do an assault. Let me look. Okay, so an assault says a corps division or a district leader may be selected for an assault only. And we do have a district leader, which is one of these guys. So I believe we qualify for an assault. We must be fatigue level 3 or less, which is true. We're 1. So I have to roll a dice against that number, which is a 6. And it has to be less than a 6, and then I roll a modifier. If it is a 6, I'm screwed. So I roll a 4. So I roll a 4 minus the 6 is a 2, which is the maximum number of units that can participate in the assault. But I only have 1 unit, so who really frickin' cares? That was a waste of time. But I wanted to do it just to have the experience. Okay, now we do modifiers. I'm doing hasty with 1 movement point because that's all I have. I'm not cavalry, I'm infantry. So a hasty is 1 movement point, so a hasty modifier is going to be a -1. So we have a +1 for the assault and then a -1 for hasty. So all that crap cancels out. So he has a 3 and we have a 10. That's going to be 3 to 1. 3 to 1 is going to be a +2. So now we have a +2. So I believe during assault we're going to use the 3. 3 minus 2, so +1. So now we're at +3. So I think we just have a +3 at this point. Alright, so let's do that. Let's roll for the assault. We're not going any weird terrain, are we? No, we're good. Alright, so we have a +3. So we have a... Confederates get a 6. Union gets a 4 plus 3 is a 7, difference of 1, +1. So we have 3 to 10. So the attacker has 10, and we're going for a +1, which is a 1D. So we get a bunch of fatigue and we get a flip. We get +3 fatigue, which brings us to 4. And we have to flip. Okay, we went from a 10 to a 9 because we got 1D. Now we flip to disorganized and we got 3 more fatigue. Jesus. I'm going to put the leaders back on there. Organized, that's great. Has his march action terminated. Alright, so +1 and he has a 3. So we'll go 3 plus 1 is just a disorganized. To a 4 because he's +3. His fatigue to a 4, and then he gets a flip and he does not lose any steps. That hurt. That hurt real bad. That unexpectedly hurt really bad, man. But, I mean, overall we're doing great. It's just, man, that was disappointing to say the least. That was quite disappointing for our round, I have to say. Alright, who goes next? I'm going to try to attack again, because I think that's interesting now that we're both fatigued down to almost nothing. I'm kind of wondering what that does to combat. So I need to be at a fatigue level of 3 or less to participate. This unit does. So I think at this point I'm just going to activate this leader and move all of these guys around. That's what I'm going to do. So let's do that. Let's roll. So I got a 6. So that means I get 6 plus 1, because I do have an infantry leader. I get 1d6 plus 1, so that means I get a 7. So let's move him. So I know that we need to start moving guys one at a time. So let's move this guy first at a 7. Alright, so we need a fatigue marker on him. And he gets 7 movement points. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now see where we use tweezers. 7. So that's his movement. Now he gets to move 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets to move 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's how I'm going to roll. That's what's going to be rolled in there. There we go. Alright, cool. So we can't do anything over here, but he can do some stuff, and this guy can do some stuff as well, but he's in the way of everybody. I think next round we'll move him out of the way. So let's go for the next initiative. Okay, it's his turn, but he can't do anything. Next, we'll assume that it's the Union's initiative, and we'll go with a 6. So he rolls a 6 for movement. So I'm going to go and move, do a leader, which is a 1d1, which is 7. I'm going to move this whole thing, and I do get 7. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. So I'm attacking with a 3. I'm going to do an assault. Do an assault with an 8 and a 3 against a 3 and a 2. It works for me. So because it's an assault, it's automatically a +1. We have an 8 to 3, which is a 2 to 1. Bonus for a 2 to 1 is going to be a 1. So now we have a +2. And we have 3 to 2, which is going to be a +3. So we have a +3. So let's go for the die roll with a +3. I thought disorganized reduced your attack power by half, but I guess not. Well, I do need to roll for an assault. I need to roll less than a 6. If I roll a 6, assault's off. Let's roll. Okay, I rolled a 5. A 5 minus the 6 is a 1, and I only have 1 unit that can attack anyway, so whatever. Alright, what am I at for numbers here? I'm at fatigue 2, so I am 3 or less, so we're good. We're good. Okay, so we're going to do the attack, and I believe I have 2 movement points or 1 movement point. I think it's 2 movement points, and therefore, or is it 1? I don't know. If it's 1, then I have to do hasty. I'm going to assume hasty. I think it's 1. This is me not remembering crap. So let's do a +2 because I think that we're hasty. We'll only get a +2. Alright, so let's go for that. Alright, rolled a 5 and a 2. Okay, so I'm +2. So 5 plus 2 is going to be 7. And then he rolls a base 2. Difference of +5. So we have a +5 on this attack. So my total power is 8. And his is 3, but I thought it was modified. In the +3 column attacking. Here we go, we are +3, which is Fa. -2, the unit's fatigue levels increased by 2 to a maximum of 4. It may not move anymore, and we get to advance. Okay, so let's process this for us. So our fatigue level is going to be a 4. We get a fatigue level of 4. We get to advance after combat. So before we do that, let us process the enemy here. So the book says I need to turn myself sideways if I'm a 4. I just read that. So I'm going to turn myself sideways in a couple of places here. Alright. So now we need to process this guy who was already disorganized. Plus 5. He loses 1. He gets a disorganized and more bad stuff. He's already disorganized and he loses 1. So now he's at a 2. What's on the other side of this freaking 3? Is that a 2? Yep. Disorganized. Oh. I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I've been doing this wrong the entire time. Disorganized is not only that, but it's over on this disorganized side. You flip it. So your attack value is different. Oh. I'm glad I did this. I learned something. I learned something at the very frickin' end. Oh well, that's okay. So that's disorganized. Now he's disorganized. So disorganized does have an effect. It reduces your attack power greatly. Alright. So that is my fault. I've been doing it wrong. I'm glad I did this. So, whatever. I'm just going to end the scenario here. That was a ton of fun. Very cool. Now, I need to read. My question is, when you do disorganized, you do this one and this one? Or do you just do this one and leave him like that? I need to go look. That's an interesting question. I'm going to go look at that. Anyway, thank you for joining me for me messing up this entire time. But I'm glad I did this because I learned quite a bit.